Alrighty. Hello. Happy Monday. Hope everybody had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. We're back. Y'all know the deal by now. It's Monday. We're playing more Ace Attorney. It's Lawyer Monday. Today, we're going to be doing the last case and probably finishing the last case. I know I've said this 3, maybe 4 times now. I should make a counter. But we're beating the case today, and hopefully we can close the book on the very first game of the Ace Attorney trilogy. We're gonna see. We're gonna see, honestly. We'll see what happens. But very soon after we finish this one up, we will be starting the second game. I'm thinking maybe towards the end of March is probably about the time we would get to it. But decided to do that nonetheless. What else? There's a couple more things I need to say before we get started today. I think we probably do start a Pokemon Nuzlocke tomorrow. Wednesday, I'm not sure. I'll ask, and we'll probably grab something from the list. But not gonna be able to stream on Friday. I got an event I have to be at. So we're gonna push Claire to Thursday for this week, and when we come back next week, we'll probably play it on Thursday and Friday. Because it's a bit of a longer game, I want to be able to get through it a little bit faster. I hope that's okay. Plan, since you're here, kind of asking. What are your thoughts? Okay, good. That still works for you. Great. Fantastic. Alright, so that's more or less the plan for this week. And going forward until we beat the game. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and jump right into this. I'm excited to play more Ace Attorney. This game has been a lot of fun from beginning to end. I want to see the end of this streak, or of this case. I've forgotten how to spell the name of the game. Incredible. There we go. A 50 streak. Fantastic. You're 19 away from the funny number. Alright, let's see what Edgeworth is yapping about today. That I've achieved all my goals. It's lawyering time. It is lawyering time. Let's do it. You know that time at work when you want to get stuff done, but you're still... You want to get stuff done, but you're like work soft lock. That's me right now. Yeah. Waiting on folks to get back to you. Yeah. Kind of just twiddling your thumbs. Gotta look busy. I know the feeling. February 24th, 12:14 p.m. District Court, Courtroom 9. Edgeworth. Okay. Hey. All right, Judge. Let's get this rolling. The court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. Emma didn't come back. Oh yeah, she ran out of the courtroom last time, I think. Allow me to call the next witness to the stand. Alright, Edgeworth, show me what you got. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. The cowboy. There he is. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Me, partner? I'm just a man, same as you, wandering the trails of civilization. Occasionally helping the elderly cross intersections when needed. Yes, we get it. Oh, I know. You're a patrolman. As for my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the howling wind calling it out. To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor. Howling wind? I've never heard Edgeworth described that way before. Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day that the crime took place. Is this correct? According to the papers, partner. What do you mean? The Desperado's soul is as boundless as a desert sands. No paper can sum it up. Maybe it's best we get on with this quickly. He's already sick of it. He's already sick and tired of it. Okay, please share with us your testimony of the day of the crime. In plain English. Alright, witness testimony. Real quick. To look at my evidence here. We have an ID, trophy, knife, parking stub, blue badger panel that has a handprint on it. Althouse report. That. Phone record. Wait a second. Okay, we know there's prints there. Okay, got it. I guess another thing that got updated as well. Shoe, switchblade knife. Small tag, wait. Okay, never mind, that's good. This is for finding fingerprints. This is the IDs. Okay, I think that's what we were working on last time. Fingerprinting set, screwdriver. Gant's request. Oh, the police chief. The police chief, okay. I remember who that was. Okay, then we have a filled out report that has a wrong or scribbled out ID number, which is odd. Okay, the evidence room, fingerprints, locations, rubber glove. Broken jar, evidence locker, pieces missing, Marshall's fingerprints. Right. Security video. Miles for the Joe Dark killing saw 2 years ago. I don't think we actually looked at this. Okay, incident number, Sierra Lima 9, perpetrator Joe Dark, crime, serial murder, sentence death. Victims Edward Jones, Edith Kirby, Jeb Bates, Neil Marshall. Oh, he's a relative in here. So he's close to the case. Okay, also Jason Knight and Rachel Moss. Head prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, witnesses Lana Sky, Emma Sky. Okay, there's that connection as well. Investigative Task Force. Executive investigators Damon Gant, Lana Sky, head investigator Bruce Goodman. Got killed, right? Investigators Jake Marshall and Angel Starr. I see. He said, me nodding my head and pretending I know what's up. Hey, you and me both, man. We have a bunch of puzzle pieces in front of us. We're just trying to put them together, that's all. Alright, first piece of his testimony here then. How do we have that? My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. You mean the morgue, sir? They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at the street side saloon at the time it went down. I'm just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. I can't say I particularly care for your attitude. I can't say I care for your face. I mean, your beard. But you don't see me complaining. Oh my god. That's the judge, man. You're gonna get held in contempt. Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems? I mean the security cameras and the ID card reader. I reckon try that again. I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about those. Yes, well, what about the fingerprint-activated locks on the evidence lockers? Fingerprint-activated locks? What kind of newfangled doohickeys are those? It's not being very helpful. He's not that good with machines or following orders. Everyone's got their weaknesses now, don't they? Mr. Prosecutor. This one seems like trouble. Mm-hmm. Yes, correct. All right, Mr. Wright, he's all yours. Time for cross-exams. All right, cowpoke. You're gonna give me the truth one way or another. You say your job was to keep a wary eye on the bone orchard. What does that mean? What does that mean exactly? Let's press that. How exactly did you keep an eye on the evidence room? I just made sure nothing moved in the security camera monitor. That room's so still. Even time dies in there. I was just a caretaker who interned the recordings. You interred them? Videos of nothing ain't that useful. When the time would come, I'd erase the tape. If nothing unusual is recorded, tapes are to be erased every 6 hours. Each time I erased a tape, it felt like I was erasing a part of my life. This guy has a flair for the dramatic, but it isn't going to do him any good. So in actuality, you don't physically enter the evidence room. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. But you made your rounds on the day of the crime, right? Did you hear the word I said, partner? I told you, that ain't my style. I'm afraid I don't understand. No desperado I know lets rules get in his way. No desperado I know joins the police force. Oh my god. Oh boy. So, Officer Marshall, on the day of the crime, just between you and me, I didn't set foot in the evidence room that day. There was a rubber glove stuck in a victim's locker. Know anything about that? Judge, doing my job? Doing my job? That's crazy, Judge. Sorry, partner, can't say I do. I haven't been in that crypt in weeks. How does this guy avoid being fired? Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. You used to be a detective, so you've used the evidence room in the past, correct? Of course. Back in the day, my locker was a gold mine of evidence. And yet you didn't know about the fingerprint locking mechanism. Sorry, partner. I ain't good with machines. I couldn't even tell you how a bike works. Okay, buddy. Sure. That's quite incredible. The sensors on the locker handle cannot be seen. It's well known that some detectives are unaware of their presence. Now that he mentions it, Detective Gumshoe said something like that too. At any rate, it doesn't seem that this is relevant to the crime. Can you tell us what you were doing when the crime took place? If I remember right, I was at the street side saloon at the time it went down. He was at a bar. He was at a Izakai. He was at a bar. What were you doing in a place like that? I was eating spaghetti. What? Bro, what? Not even Angel's steak lunches can beat the parlors for Goli's Sepe pasta. Sapia pasta. Do you mean to tell us you abandoned your police duties to eat some noodles? Not all desperados eat tacos, partner. That's not what I meant. I hope this has at least taught you a lesson. It's strange. This is usually where Edgeworth says, "Did you not want a raise this year?" I'm just an innocent traveler man, so if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. Out of ammo, Officer Marshall? That's right, partner. Or as you'd call it, evidence. If you plan to pin me to this crime, then you better draw. Otherwise, you're just wasting my time. My steel horse is waiting to carry me back west into the sunset. One thing seems clear. Despite being responsible for guarding the evidence room, the witness doesn't appear to have seen anything. Texans don't take orders from anyone. Everyone knows that. Apparently your superiors don't. Okay, I have a trump card up my sleeve, so I best keep my cool. Before I use it though, I'd better up the ante. Is it time to ante up? Is it time to ante up? This says 514. He was supposed to be on duty. He says he wasn't there. Have I ever played Little Nightmares? I've never played it. Well, I've seen and heard of the game. I think there's 3 of them now, yeah? For real? Yes, for real. I haven't played it. The time it went down. Oh, it's a co-op game? Interesting. I didn't mean to do that. I think I hit the wrong thing. Oh, Judge, please wait. I take it back. Alright. We have evidence, Mr. Marshall, that places you at the scene of the crime. I think he's just... Lowlimer is 1 and 2. Single player, though. Oh. Yeah, I see. Oh, shit. I mean, we still have Dead Space 3 out here. It's been out here for at least a year. My only gripe is it's hardly ever goes on sale. I don't want to ask somebody to pay full price for that or near full price for that game. I think we'll figure it out. If you want to use the points for it, we'll figure it out. Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd? That is, you being called in to testify like this. Oh, he's everything to say now. After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime, were you? And yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner. It's quite simple, really. You left a very large trail behind at the scene. Or to be exact, a handprint. Huh. Listen real good, partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of that there crib. I pay my respects, that is, make my rounds about once a month. It's only natural my fingerprints would be in there. Ah. Your bloody fingerprints are natural, you say? I only wish it were, officer. But you see, your fingerprints were covered in blood. Witness, what's the meaning of this? Your bloodstained fingerprints were at the crime scene? The blood was wiped away. However, a luminol test clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall, it seems to me there ain't a person in this room with a head on its shoulders. What? I take it you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall. About the blood-stained fingerprints? Very well, you may begin your testimony about your fingerprints. Found at the scene of the crime. How would I play Pikmin? It'd be an emulator. It'd be an emulator. I think, Pikmin was for GameCube, I think, the first one. I'm really having trouble. I just typed in Pikmin and it gave me every result except for the very first game. Yeah, it was on GameCube. I can definitely emulate that. It's also on Wii U, so I can do it that way too. Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in that evidence room. You like cowboys, don't you, Stardust? I suggest you hold your horses, pun intended. He might be a murderer. We're about to find out. One of them just happened to be at the same place as the bloodstained handprint. If you say so, Marshall. If you say so, we're gonna find out. We're gonna get to the bottom of it. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. The bloodstain and the fingerprints are completely unrelated. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? See? I had nothing to do with it. The witness's explanation appears valid. Although there's room for doubt. Life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. This guy's hiding something, I can feel it. Something's wrong, I can feel it. And now's my chance to prove it. It's only natural for my fingerprints to be in the evidence room. What's natural about it? Riddle me that. That's because you, how did you put it? Pay your respects once a month? Yeah, that's right. That and one more thing. That locker happens to be mine. What? What do you mean? I mean what I said. That's the locker I used when I was a detective. The locker I still use. All that's in there now, though, is a heap of broken dreams. I see. It'd be strange if my prints weren't all over that locker. Apparently his fingerprints data was never removed from that locker's programming. He must have been using the fingerprint lock all this time without even knowing it. Found a bloody handprint on Marshall's own locker. The print's been wiped. Interesting. One of them just happened to be at the same place as the bloodstained handprint. Press. So then, what about the bloody handprint? Wasn't mine. It's no mystery. Please explain. My locker is covered with my fingerprints. It just so happened. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. The chances of that happening are 1,000,000 to 1. On the contrary, one could argue just the opposite. The chances of that not happening are 1,000,000 to 1. Get one thing straight, partner. You ain't gonna get no reward from me with a mere fingerprint. You wanna know why? Completely unrelated. Unrelated. They're as different as night and day. Kinda like cereal in cereal. One's got to do with breakfast, while the other's a type of murder. He's right. Although seemingly alike, they're totally different. Judge. Judge. What? I don't see what homonyms have to do with this. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? How do you know that? I may be a loner, but I still do my job. I keep up on the reports. There was a blood stain at the scene, though thought to be left by the murderer. That's right. It was found in Detective Gumshoe's locker. However, no fingerprints were detected on that handprint. Oh yeah, I think we tried that too. So that would mean the murderer, wearing gloves, happened to place their hand on top of Officer Marshall's fingerprints. That's the only logical conclusion. Are you starting to get the picture, partner? The picture? This seal of blood, in the desert, it's just food for the buzzards. There's only one reality, and that's this. Security tape. So long as my trail isn't in there, you can't say otherwise. This isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Please consider carefully where we are going with this cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Now to continue your testimony, Officer Marshall. Too bad it wasn't me in that video, right, partner? Okay, that feels like a statement. It feels like a statement. We're gonna press it though. What is the best Pikmin game according to Pikmin fans? I've never heard anything bad about the first and second games. I also haven't heard anything about the third and fourth, but that's because I never checked. What do you mean by that? You want to tie me to this crime, isn't that right, partner? If so, that video is the only direct evidence you have. Well, that video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots. Blind spots? Places you can't see. The camera's panning back and forth. The floor isn't shown. If someone was familiar with the camera's position, they could leave the room without being caught on tape. Oh, so are you saying that this man, like, Metal Gear Solid, like, freaking combat crawled through the evidence room? This freaking army crawling? Oh my goodness. We don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright. Well, Mr. Wright, if you can show us evidence in this video that indicates Officer Marshall is present, please do so now. Ooh. Sure. Let's go for it. Gonna buy all the missiles. Oh my god. All the whistles from Made in Abyss. I'm not joking, I want them all. The missiles. I'm thinking about Gumshoe's dog, my bad. He was a good boy. Very well. Allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall. tread carefully, right? You might wind up being the one making a mistake. Now then, let's have another look at that there video. Show us this incriminating evidence of the witness. Officer Jake Marshall. Oh, hold on. Reset. Alright. Okay, there's the guy. Ah, I see you're a fan of the Blue Badger. Okay, there's a glove, and the glove fall. There is the patrolman, Meekins. And now Meekins getting beat up. Oh my god. Damn. Meekins is fucking dead. They killed him. Okay. So... Oh, whoa. Game, go back. Didn't actually die. I promise he didn't actually die. He testified earlier today. So the only thing I saw that was even of note is that right there. That right there. Bringing our attention back to the security camera. Is a mistake I'm afraid you'll soon not forget, Officer Marshall. The days are short in Texas, and so are our tempers.
Get a load of this!
Can you sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less? Very well. You can clearly be seen in this video. Oh, it's time. It's lawyering time. Exactly 8 words. Not bad, partner. The key lies in a certain locker shown in the video. That locker with the white cloth sticking out. That was the witness, says I believe. Now then, let's rewind the video a bit. Oh, the white cloth, it's gone. What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall? When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. Then it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away. Order, order! It would seem that the only— Hold your horses! Sorry, partner, but you got the wrong man. So what if my locker was opened? That doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it. The murderer needed to hide something, so he opened a locker and stuck it in. It's not my fault he happened to choose mine. Marshall. It's fingerprinted. How could he open the locker? Unless it was you. Why is everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man? We got him. We got him. This guy isn't just plain dumb. He really doesn't know. I hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker. Oh yeah? I call your bluff. Okay, sure. You say I opened that locker? Now prove it. Here you go. What? A fingerprint sensor? Oh, you sweating now, aren't you, cowboy? We talked about this earlier today. The lockers can only be opened by the detectives they belong to. What kind of crazy talk is this? Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in 8 words or less? I'm sorry, are you... Where did you get beef jerky? What the hell? What the... Order. Witness, explain yourself. If this is a joke, it's the worst I've ever heard. I assure you, this is no jerk. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime. Olay, please answer the question. Judge, you really thought you got him with that one, huh? You really thought you got him with that, huh? Olay, he says. Oh god. What is he now, a bullfighter? That's alright, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure the rest out from here. We can? Have a look at the floor plans. There's no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yet Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall. If that's so, then where was the witness? The witness was the perpetrator, the one with the knife. It seems Mr. Wright has an answer. That's right. The only possible conclusion. Well then, let's hear it. Where was Officer Marshall at the time of the crime? He was the killer. Officer Marshall was standing right here. So Officer Meekins didn't notice him standing there. It's almost as credible as Meekins' warp theory. Chamber's empty, partner. Better reload. What? What? Is it not the killer? K for killer, right? Oh my god. Perhaps you should think a little bit more. Okay, my bad. Then it's the other one. Damn. Officer Marshall was standing right here. There, but that's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was. Oh! I thought the victim was Meekins for some reason. Okay, sure. Correct, unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. I believe the victim in the video is Officer Marshall. It was you, dressed up like Detective Goodman. But that's preposterous. Officer Meekins witnessed the detective at the crime scene. Once he saw the man's face, he'd have known for sure. Man pointed out that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman. He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted. When I entered the evidence room, I asked him to show his card, sir. Yes, and how did Detective Goodman respond? Oh god, not this again. He suddenly pulled a knife on me. Something about the officer's story puzzled me. If the man had his ID card, why didn't he just show it? Yes, he would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it. The answer is simple. He couldn't show it. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on his ID card. I get it. If he showed that, his cover would have been blown. Officer Meekins would have realized the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall? You've got quite an imagination, partner. We got a term for that. It's called circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence? He's still denying it? You're gonna have to do better than that to break a detective. Unless you have hard evidence proving I dressed up as the victim. I can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that Officer Marshall dressed up as the victim? Well, who am I kidding? I don't have anything like that. I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. Seems you're the one who couldn't take the desert heat. This can't be happening. It's so obvious he's the one. What can I do? It looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed. Edgeworth, what are you yapping about, Edgeworth? What? I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. You've run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics. The basics. For me, that would be what Mia used to tell me. Phoenix, try thinking outside the box. I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise. But rather I should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise. Why do you think this locker was open in the first place? What do you mean? There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. Yet he did, despite the chance it might be discovered later, as it has been. This means he didn't originally plan to open his locker. According to the defense's argument, Officer Jake Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman at the scene of the crime. Then, after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason. The fact that a white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that he opened it in order to put the cloth inside. So, just what exactly is this piece of cloth? Perhaps the video is the key to all our unanswered questions. I don't have any evidence, so this video is my only shot. Very well, let's take yet another look at the security tape. After committing the crime, the witness opened the locker to put away the white cloth. Please show us why the witness had to open his locker. I mean, can't exactly walk outside with that, can you? Alright, partner. You really want to know the reason I had to open my locker? Why? So I could stuff you in there. Huh? I'm sure the world would be a better place with you sent off to the boneyard. Unfortunately, unsolved cases can't be stored in the evidence room. I'm an unsolved case. Did I not? Is it because my thing was over the, It's because of my... Oh my god. I think it's because my cursor was over the badger. Oh my god. No, that has to be it, though. I have to run through this entire dialogue again? Oh my god, yes, please, let me have another crack at it, bro. I didn't click on the right thing, that's my bad. Blood. That. There you go. For some reason, you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman and enter the evidence room, though I don't know to what end. Yet. Yet? However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged in on you. When asked to show your ID, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood. Bloody white coat. You couldn't just walk out like that, so you hid the coat in your locker. Not bad, partner. Now then, Officer Marshall. Are you ready to tell us the truth? Looks like I underestimated y'all. I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, you were only half as persistent then as you are today. We all wouldn't have had to be here now would we? Officer Marshall, tell the court what you did. All of it. Alright. It seems the time has come. His testimony. Marshall's confession? Oh? I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out and managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on the camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. So the supposed victim was really you. But there's one thing I still don't understand. Traces of a large quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be? Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. My guess is, he's the donor. It was way too much blood for such a small donation. In a different universe, Edgeworth's name is Miles Edge, so at work he's called Mr. Edge. Oh, he lives up to the name. No doubt he lives up to the name. He has a hell of a backstory, man. Okay, I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. Okay, press. Master Edge. You know what? Just for you. Just for you. When you say it, you mean... Do you even have to ask, partner? The SO9 incident. 2 years have passed since that case was closed. It was going to completely end with a transferal that day. Not if I have anything to do with it. That incident's not over. But what did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room? When a case is closed, only the case's lead detective can look through the evidence. I wasn't being... I wasn't making horny jokes, bro. I'm not gonna balk myself. What for? I'm innocent. I wanted to have a look at myself one more time. Having a look at it myself. Oh my god. Gotta read the whole sentence. No matter what the case or costs, I don't care what anyone says, partner. That case is mine.
Shut up, Stinky.
But Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of that investigation. Why does he care so much about it? That day was my last chance. That's why I got jump scared. Jesus Christ. Okay. I think the reason he's so involved with this is because Neil Marshall was a victim. Alright. I was back up a bit. Did I already press this? Oh no, yeah we did. Skip! Alright, I stole the detective's ID, dressed like him. I plan to take out the evidence. Why? Why did you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman? If I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transfer, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere. Is that the link to the clip? So I have links blocked because bots. You can send it to me directly and I can post it and then pin it in the chat. So you did it to fool the security camera. And the detective's ID card. I stole that the morning of the incident. So that really was why Goodman started filling out that lost item report. Interesting. Okay. I returned his ID card. We found it on the ground at the parking lot. I left it on the floor in the prosecutor's office parking lot. You planted that there? Marshall. Oh, this is crazy. The ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall. So essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. What do you mean, partner? I mean the fingerprint activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprints. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that lock yourself. But you could because a rubber glove just happened to get stuck in the door. That means Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before? Huh. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out. No, wait, go back! Press everything. Press everyone. Alright. What we got? You pulled a knife on Officer Meekins and tried to drive him off? Let's just say I was a little surprised. Surprised enough to pull a knife out. Only planned on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time. Officer Meekins certainly is a 1 in a million type of person. Mistaking a detective for an intruder demanding to be shown his ID. I have to think a little more about this raise this year. When did Edgeworth get so much influence? I ask myself that question every day, Phoenix. Anyway, he threw himself at me and I ended up cutting him slightly. I'm sorry it had to turn out that way. With me knocking him out and everything. By the way, what happened to your knife? Oh, you mean this one? I don't know what to say. So you knocked Officer Meekins out and... This is crazy. This is crazy. I managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught in the camera. So you did your research beforehand. Those who go into the desert unprepared don't live long, partner. I didn't think it would make a big difference, though. The security camera or tape is erased every 6 hours. If all had gone as planned, no footage would have been left. However, you bloodied your coat in your struggle with Officer Meekins. If someone was in the security room and I came out, the jig would have been up. I opened my locker and stashed it in there. What was Officer Meekins doing during that time? What else? He was sleeping like a baby. So what you're saying is, on that day, there wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. I question that. Let's check this. Okay, so the timeline of events here, we don't know what the 77777 is. We know Miles went in, we know Meekins went in, we know Bruce Goodman went in. No, this still lines up. I think Meekins said he went in before to do something. I mean, that still doesn't explain why there was so much blood. It doesn't explain why there's so much blood. You can put it in... You put it in memes. Memes is fine. I think we just gotta press him on it. I think that's the only move we got. But the blood found at the scene certainly indicates a crime took place. It do. That it do. What are you, blind? The victim shown in that tape is me, and I'm not dead yet, partner. So you stole the evidence from the locker. Actually, no I didn't. What? Why not? Legitimate question, why not? Like, come on. Boom. There you go. Is that the wrong? Hold on. Alright. Unpin. When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone. What? Mr. Edgeworth, where's that evidence? It's still missing, Your Honor. Interesting. Detective Goodman's locker was already empty. Someone else stole the evidence. Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing? Fire away, partner. It's a free country. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer. Why did you do this? Stealing a detective's ID. Injuring a police officer. Oh, I got you. There we go. Pen. Done. Fantastic. Alright. This is no small offense. Moreover, you're an officer yourself. This will have serious consequences. It can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in salary. Not that salary cuts are even a valid solution. Like I said, this isn't your case. This one's mine. And I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with. The witness has an unusual amount of zeal. Let's hear more. I can't just forget the SL9 incident. You know why? But that case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it? That's the reason the evidence was stored in the evidence room. Joe Dark was convicted for his crimes. One thing I can say for sure is he deserved his sentence. I remember the Joe Dark case. It involved serial murders, didn't it? I don't intend to complain about how it turned out. But there's something that still bothers me. Something went down at that trial. Something no one will talk about. What happened? Weren't you the judge of the trial? What do you mean, what happened? I don't know, that's what I'm trying to find out. Why is he so concerned with that incident? Maybe I should present him with what I think his real reason is? I had a feeling we'd wind up here sooner or later. Everyone involved here is related in some way to that case. I better take another look at the files. Well, we know what it is. He had a family member that was a victim. And we saw that in, this. Yeah, Neil Marshall. Investigator Jake Marshall. Who's Neil? Who's Neil, Mr. Marshall? Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I think I know why you care so much about the SO9 incident. Sounds like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner. It's the quenchiest. In my hand, I have the SO9 incident file here. The name Marshall is mentioned in here. Anytime I can make an Avatar The Last Airbender reference, I'm doing it. I'm taking the chance. In a list of murder victims, Neil Marshall. Are you related to this man? Neil Marshall. Oh my god, Eminem. No, not Marshall Mathers. Neil Marshall. Yeah, I'm sure you heard the name. 2 years ago. Oh. You received the same lousy prosecutor award you got. What? A prosecutor? You must be talking about the King of Prosecutors Award. Now I remember. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SO9 case before I did. That's right. And he was killed. And the case fell into your hands. But what's his relation to you? He was my brother. He was investigating the murders with Damon Gant, the then Deputy Chief of Police. The group of detectives I was part of worked under them. We were desperate to prosecute the killer. Joe Dark. My brother fought Dark and was killed. That was the first time Dark left behind any evidence, and that was all we needed. He was arraigned and incarcerated. The case was finally closed. At least according to the public records. What do you mean? My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight. And that's it? That's your reason for your insane actions? There's more to my brother's death than what the records say. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me. Well, at least one thing's for certain. Now we know what happened at the police department on the day of the crime. That was the last day the SO9 case could be reopened. Not satisfied with his resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence. Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled. Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day. Shit. So where does that leave us, then? Sky is back to being the suspect. The things that happened by chance never cease to amaze me. At exactly the same time as the murder at the prosecutor's office, this fake murder was going on at the police department. Chance. It's gotta be more than just that. So if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means the murder in the prosecutor's office parking lot was the real one. Which in turn means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky. But wait! A verdict wasn't reached in yesterday's trial. Which is why we examined the incident at the police department today. But there's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department. It seems to me, this boy's got the draw on you, partner. Shout it! All the mysteries at the police department have been resolved, no doubt about it. Not the mystery of this freaking vase. Not the mystery of this freaking vase. What is this? Riddle me that, Edgeworth. Riddle me that. Our sole murder took place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lana Sky. And the testimony of one Miss Angel Star is completely incontestable. If you have a response, make it a single word or less. And that single word, Edgeworth? Objection. Phoenix. You wasted our one word, buddy. What are you doing? Ugh. I rest my case. Seems this trial has reached its conclusion. There's no room for doubt. Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time. Disproving the alleged murder at the police department. There's no doubt what I proved today is true. The apparent murder on the security camera's tape really was fake. But I didn't realize that would end up proving Lana guilty. Now then, the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant Hold on. Hold your horses. Hold your horses. I mean, there is a handprint on that one, too. Never mind. Is that the only... I mean... Other stuff haven't we, like, looked into. We haven't looked at the vase. Whatever the hell this is. For whatever reason. There's still the missing ID number for that one. We got like 3 pieces of evidence that could potentially help us here. Assuming they let us present things. Now then, it's time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant. Hold it! She's back! Your Honor, wait. Emma? The defense has an objection. A scientific objection. Right? What do you mean, right? Mr. Wright, are you this girl's guardian? Your Honor, in a sense. Please, Your Honor, all I'm asking is for a minute of your time. Please hear me out. Mr. Edgeworth, please? I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3. Edgeworth, uncharacteristically nice. I was kind of in shock. I mean, finding out the SO9 incident referred to the Joe Dart killings. Oh, they were witnesses. Like, what's the connection? Now that she mentions it, the names of both Sky sisters were in that file. But that's when I figured it out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day. So I knew his fingerprint had nothing to do with the crime. It left only one thing. The other handprint. You mean the traces of blood found on Detective Gumshoe's locker? But no fingerprints were found on it, right? No, but I figured if I examined it scientifically, I'd be sure to find a clue. So I ran over there and looked at it again. So did you find something? No. Emma... What the fuck? Where are you going with this, Emma? Huh? Sorry, I guess I'm not much of a scientific investigator after all. We're cooked. Is that all? Please don't be mad. I'm just a high school student. We're cooked. And I'm just an attorney. But Mr. Wright, those traces of blood are the only clue we have. We can't find something wrong with them? Please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional. If anyone can save Lana, it's you. Me? Oh boy. Time's up. Now then, Mr. Wright. With regard to the incident at the police department, does any reasonable doubt still remain? It appears the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. Looking at the floor plans, a handprint was discovered around here. Is there a problem with this? Mr. Wright, I'm sorry, I can't be of more use. But still, if you can't find anything wrong with that blood mark, Lana will be... Please answer my question, Mr. Wright. We don't have all day. Yes, Your Honor. If ever I've needed to concentrate, it's now. What could be wrong with that handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker? Could there be something I'm missing? I object, obviously. You gotta stall. This handprint left at the crime scene clearly shows a contradiction. The only thing that seems clear is you're grasping, Mr. Wright. You've been staring pretty intently at those floor plans. Tell me, is there a problem with them? Yes, this is strange. Take a good look at these floor plans. Something is missing. Missing? I mean, something hasn't been drawn on there. Yes, something that, when drawn, will completely change the meaning of the blood mark. Let us pray the defense isn't simply trying to buy time. Very well, Mr. Wright. With all this evidence here, there's gotta be something I can use. The question is, which item can prove something is missing in the floor plans? The only thing that was missing in the floor plan. What would be of note in there? This? It has to be. Is this really how this piece of evidence gets used? Okay. I mean, I got like one more try if it's wrong, right? What about that piece of plywood? The Blue Badger, mascot of the police force. Defender of truth, guardian of proof. Bars. Bars. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Please look at the floor plans of the crime scene. The Blue Badger is not here. So? So watch what happens when we put him in. This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. Oh, how did the handprint get on the locker? If the Blue Badger was there, you'd have to move it. Let's see. Oh, so it was there before, and then they moved it to block the evidence. So okay, then it has to be the last ID then. That's in the log. Well, what? Gasp! That's right. That's right. So long as the blue bancer, blue badger is dancing here, it would be impossible to place a handprint at this spot on the locker. What? So that means, just exactly what does that mean? It means it can't be done. What do you say? Blood traces were undeniably found on that locker. Don't look at me. I didn't put it there. Mr. Wright, think it through scientifically. Emma? On that afternoon, Officer Meekins was the one who brought the Blue Badger to the evidence room, right? After he put it down, it'd be impossible to leave a handprint on that locker. So that must mean this blood mark was left there before the Blue Badger was brought in? Just one moment. I will not allow such far I'm sorry. I read ahead a little bit there and I saw it said Boulder Dash. I just lost all my composure. Oh my god. Just one moment. I will not allow such far-fetched Boulder Dash in my courtroom. The choices of words in this game. Incredible. It may sound far-fetched, Your Honor, but it's the only possible explanation. On February 21st, in the police department's evidence room, blood was spilled not once, but twice. But how? One time was captured on this tape, taken by the security camera. Officer Meekins cut his hand, from which a trivial amount of blood fell. The problem is, the other time. Someone bled prior to the struggle shown in this tape. It had to have been. It had to have been Detective Goodman when he was really murdered. That's ridiculous. I refuse to accept your absurd claim. The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be a fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found on the locker. So then, assuming this murder you purport really happened, when did it take place? I demand you show evidence that proves when it occurred. When did the first incident occur? 420? To summarize the defense, claims that prior to Officer Meekins being cut by Jake Marshall, who was posing as Detective Goodman, another incident took place in that evidence room. That's right. The blood mark on the locker proves this. Very well, then tell us. When did this first incident occur, as Mr. Edgeworth said? Proof must be presented. Proof that shows when the murder took place. There's only one piece of evidence that can show that. Now then, will the defense please present its evidence? What shows when the first crime took place? This. It's this. It was at 420. If the crime took place inside the evidence room, then the killer would have had to have entered. And in order to do so, the ID card would have been required. ID card. Oh! The ID card record. Officer Meekins brought the Blue Badger panel into the evidence room at 4:50. So there's 30 minutes to account for. Between that and then. But Miles was also in there. So at most 20 minutes to get the murder and get out. Dubious. Let's see, 4:50. If the crime took place before that time, then it would be 4:40. Miles Edgeworth, just what have you done? I never would have figured you had the nerve, boy. Drop the act, witness. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out it couldn't have been me. Nope, I ain't getting it. I'm afraid I don't understand either. It's clear from the luminol test that blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood. That means the blood from the first crime was wiped away. By the real murderer. I would have had just 10 minutes to murder the victim and carry his body away. Clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that's physically impossible. That would mean the crime must have taken place before Mr. Edgeworth entered the evidence room. Let's look at the chart again. There's only one other card number remaining. 7777777. Talk about a lucky number. But wait, that doesn't make sense. How could Detective Goodman have entered the evidence room? Since there's no record of his card being used beforehand, he must have entered along with the real murderer. That's the only plausible explanation. He went in with 7777777. Mr. Edgeworth, please look into this ASAP. Find out whose ID number is 777777777. That one's 7 too many, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of that ID card. At least at present. What? Explain yourself, son. The ID number 7777777 belongs to someone with a rank of captain or higher. Someone who is a so-called executive officer. We don't have the authority to inquire into such a person's identity. But that's ridiculous. Just how... I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. There is one situation in which we can be granted such authority. If an official charge filed against an executive is accepted. Official charge? You're all alike, aren't you? With your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how the prosecutor's office operates. I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would appreciate it if you would keep your slander to yourself. Slander, is it? Okay. Then let me ask a question. Yes? No, not to you. To her, the defendant sitting over there. Your own little executive. Lana? Don't be stupid. She's been charged with murder. Of course we looked up her ID number. And it's not 7777777. Don't play me for a fool, partner. That's not what I wanted to ask. All I want to know is one thing about that incident. The SO9 incident? Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. In that trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence? Don't answer that. I'm your lawyer, don't answer that. Do you need the witness to repeat his question, Chief Prosecutor? I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for that trial. At the time, occasionally, we felt the powerlessness of the law. At least, I did. Anna. I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. But before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law. Defendant, just what are you saying? I'll ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all the evidence in court? Can you look me, an investigator in that crime, in the eyes and say that you did? Chief Prosecutor, you didn't. I don't have to, Officer Marshall. Why would you answer? Why won't you answer him? Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to, in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. But Lana, even if it involved forged evidence. Wow. Quite the development. See? That's what I'm talking about. No. No! Order, 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 order! Lana's remark caused such a stir. The chaos in the courtroom could not be quelled. The conclusion of the trial would have to wait until the following day. To be continued. To be continued right now. Save. Okay, do it. February 21st? 4th? 24th. 3:12 p.m. Wright and Company Law Offices. I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry for what my sister said. Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to, in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. I didn't know. I never knew that the SO9 incident was just another name for the Joe Dark killings. Sounds like everyone's heard about these killings but me. Lana wanted Dark convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me. What do you mean what happened to you? It's all in there, in the file. Joe Dark's last victim was Prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother. What? Hold on. I must see what was said. Prosecutor Neil Marshall, when he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind incriminating evidence. I see. But what did you have to do with those killings, Emma? On the night Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Dark tried to kill me. Oh, shit! Okay. What? He tried to kill you? Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me. So that means you. Yes. I was a witness in the Joe Dark trial. I didn't see that one coming. Look at my badge. See this? It's my attorney's badge. Ah! Well, I've never seen a real one before. The first one has actually been interested in mine, believe me. Its composition is mostly silver. The gold plating is flaking a bit. She analyzed it scientifically. There doesn't appear to be any corrosion due to sulfides. I'll give you $50 for it. Sorry, but it's not for sale, yet. She just had such an emotional moment, a true heart-to-heart. What do? Have you seen my attorney's badge? Oh god, I love it. I love it. Alright, let's talk. It happened 2 years ago. It was right about this time of the year, too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day, unusual for the season. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together once she finished her work. And suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office. Joe Dark. It seemed like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up. Jake Marshall's brother. Joe Dark tried to take me hostage. But before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. Then, what happened? I'll never forget it. Lightning struck and the lights went out. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. What I saw then burned a permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now. permanent picture. What about after the incident? I don't remember the moment when Dark stabbed Mr. Marshall, so you weren't able to testify about that. No, I was only asked about when I was attacked. That must be why she made up the crime. Made it up? You mean provide bogus evidence? The prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. Lana forged the evidence and Mr. Edgeworth used it. Edgeworth? Yes, but I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. He couldn't have known. He was being given false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edgeworth, I mean. It's all my fault. If I could have just testified properly, none of this would have ever happened. So it's true, even though he may not have known it. Edgeworth really was involved in falsifying evidence. After that case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold, like she is today. She must not have been able to face up to what she did, especially not to Emma. What about this permanent picture you're talking about? What did you see in the instance that the crime occurred? Dark knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife. No, Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl. I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently I passed out. When I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms. Poor Emma. Been through so much. I couldn't bring myself to testify about that incident. I tried, but the words just wouldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good. 2 years ago. You must have been 14. It's understandable. Once it was all over, I made up my mind. I decided that when I grew up, I'd become a scientific investigator. I want to be able to fight crimes with my testimony. And find the evidence to make an airtight case. That way Lana would never have to forge any. Hello, and take care. Well, to pop in and say, did you know Firewatch was part of this massive internet, oh, ARG? Really? Spreading their web games and indie games. Many games were involved. I did not know that. That's pretty cool. That was also a pretty fun game. I remember enjoying that. I see. I think I'm finally starting to understand what makes Emma tick. But there's still something that bothers me about that crime. Sounds good. I'll probably still be here. You could say it was fire. Watch. Thank you. Thank you. There's something that's puzzling me, Emma. What is it? You said you were in Lana's office at that time, right? That's right. Why didn't a serial killer come running in there? Probably wanted to kill Lana. Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor? Oh, there's no mystery there. Joe Dark had been taken in for questioning that day. Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police? Of course. This happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled into my sister's office. But why did he run all the way over to your sister's office? Because the detective's office and the questioning room were right across from the elevator. Ooh. Across from the elevator. But Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she? No, silly. Didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. Ooh. Wait. 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 Executive investigators. Yeah. Yeah, that says Lana. She was the best of the entire force. What? It's news to me. After the Joe Dart case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor. Lana used to be a detective? Better have another talk with her. Alright, we're going to the detention center then. February 24th, detention center, visitor's room. Lana. Mr. Wright, it seems I keep causing you trouble. Yes, yes you do. Falsifying evidence. I didn't think you were the type. Criminals don't mind playing foul. Why should we? But Lana, if you're wrong, an innocent person might be found guilty. Believe me, I understand the risk. Lana. Emma told me about you. Oh? About how you were a detective 2 years ago, and how the SO9 incident was the reason for your transfer to the prosecutor's office. That's right. Could you fill me in on the details, especially about that unusual change of jobs? I suppose you have a right to know, Mr. Wright. Tell me everything. A lot of revelations were uncovered at the trial today, not the least of which was the fact that this case is largely connected to another one 2 years ago. Evidence from that case was stolen as well, though I expected as much. I know how obsessive Officer Marshall can be. That trial, it really wasn't fair, was it? I believed in you, Lana. I believed that no matter what happened, you'd always stick to the truth. Couldn't be helped, Emma. At that trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul. Well, all drama aside, the fact of the matter is, at 5:15 there was no murder at the police department. Tell me it's not true, Lana. What the witness, Miss Starr, said? About you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife? Lana, don't understand. Why won't you tell us? Emma, this doesn't involve just me. I don't think I've ever seen Lana look so fazed before. Tell me about your time as a detective, then. It's true, I was a member of the police force 2 years ago. She was amazing. They still talk about all the cases she and Chief Gant cracked together. Chief Gant? He was the deputy chief of police back then, but he still worked the crime scenes. Damon Gant. He was everything I aspired to be. They were the best team ever. They solved crimes before the reports could even be filed. No one really idolizes her big sister. But now you're chief prosecutor, so what happened? I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was to gain experience investigating crime scenes so you could use that experience in court, right? Gant's help in the SO9 case was crucial to its resolution. After that, he became chief of police and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office. Maybe I should ask more about this investigation of theirs 2 years ago. Alright, tell me about the Dark investigation. 2 years ago, I was second in command of the detectives investigating Dark. Second in command. That means the investigation lead was Damon Gant, right? Yes. Deputy Chief Gant and I shared the same office in the same investigations. They even had the same office. We led a team of the best detectives on the force. Detective Goodman, whose case it was, Jake Marshall, and Angel Starr, the cough-up queen. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother, and he was quite gung-ho. Without a doubt, Joe Dark was the serial killer. We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That was when his final murder took place. Trying to murder Emma. Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from Dark. You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime was me. Now you tell us. Damon Gant and Neil Marshall were the ones questioning Dark that day. The investigation was in its final stages, and Dark must have suddenly panicked. So he waited until Gant and Marshall let the guards down and fled the room. From there, he ran straight to the office shared by Deputy Chief Grant and myself. That's where he found me. So you were the first person to run to the scene, Lana. It appears so. I was filing some papers when Gant and Marshall were questioning Dark. Oh my god! When I returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood. Okay. 3 bodies? Prosecutor Marshall, the victim, Emma, who had passed out, and the suspect, Joe Dark. During the struggle, it seems Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Dark had incurred a minor concussion and lay unconscious. Interesting. He said Joe Dark looks like he wants to drink diet soda and play Burnout Revenge for the PS2. Oh my god. What did you do? To be honest, I panicked. I picked up Emma, carried her out of the room, and just held her. Can't blame her. After all, her sister must have gone through. After all, her sister must have gone through. Okay. After that, I placed Dark under immediate arrest. Good. Let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SO9 incident. That's right. Quite a coincidence, huh? I don't buy it. What are you saying? There's no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in that incident. Just by chance. But that case was solved 2 years ago. At least one person went to extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved. Officer Marshall. Yes, his actions came as a surprise to me as well. But it wasn't just him. The cough of Queen Miss Angel Star also didn't believe it. Ever since his brother died, he changed completely. I guess he wasn't convinced with the ruling against Joe Dark. Nope. No, it does not. Nice try, though. Life doesn't end with the case of life doesn't end with the closing of a case. Everyone has to live the rest of their lives with their memories. That case just might not be over yet. Emma was assaulted by Dark in the police department, right? Yes, in the office that Damon Gant and I shared. The office that Mr. Gant now occupies by himself, the chief's office. How you doing, boss? Hope you had a good weekend. Maybe we should have a look at the chief's office, the site of the final SO9 murder. Alright. Criminal Affairs Department. February 24th, Police Station, Criminal Affairs Department. I don't see Detective Gumshoe anywhere. Things seem kind of quiet around here today. You're right. Chief of Detectives seems the same now. Why don't we go look for some other people to talk to? Right, we can come back here later. As you know, Canto 7 was completed. Yes. Yes. Stardust, what are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? Out of context moment. I mean, yeah, you didn't lie. No lie, detective. That man must be the chief of detectives. Oh, you're watching the Lorax. Ah, things are making more sense. Danny DeVito is a national treasure. He's a national treasure. He stared at the screen so hard it might shatter. What? Dark case may have been fabricated. That's what I thought all along. I just never bothered to tell anyone. Now there's the guy who cares about his work. Okay, so... Police department entrance. Howdy, Bambina. Oh, Mr. Marshall. I never thought things would turn out the way. I never thought things would turn out this way when I woke up this morning. Okay, Sarah, you never know what life will lead you, eh, Bambina? That is the second time I've seen that phrase this week. In 2 different games. I think more than 2 decades apart, actually. I just saw this in Persona 5. I did not know this was as common a phrase as they are making it out to be. Oh my god. This is crazy. Anywho. I saw someone explain philosophy and mental dilemmas while doing a challenge run in Library of Runia. Playing throughout the entire game with only one little guy in the team, and he was peak. It used to be used in old Western cartoons, so that could be it. Oh. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, this is new to me. Trooper plus Lorax equals the Trooper X. Unfortunately, I cannot speak for the trees. I don't have that ability. I didn't unlock that one yet. I should have known my luck had run out when old Billy dried up this morning. Billy? Must be his pet cactus. Say, where are you headed? Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance, but we all know I won't be coming back. Sorry, but you can't go in the evidence room today, partner. What, Mr. Marshall? Why did you do it? Why do prospectors head west? If ever there was a case I needed to know the truth about, it was that one. Before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, would you mind telling us exactly what happened? Looks like I won't be getting a steak lunch today. Have you ever seen a man play one encounter for 30 hours? It's amazing. I can't say that I have. I don't think I possess the mental fortitude to do it a single encounter for 30 hours. They are a stronger man than I. Tell me about the Dark Trial. Something was fishy about that trial from the beginning. It wasn't just me either. All the detectives thought so. What do you mean, fishy? Some of the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence we found. For example, the murder weapon. The murder weapon? You mean that switchblade knife with the broken tip? That was Joe Dark's alright. But, in the initial autopsy report, a question was raised. Where did the blade go? Where did the broken tip of the blade go? I'm just guessing. Let's see if I'm right. A question. The blade of the knife was not a perfect match with the wound the victim sustained. Ah. What does that mean? It means there's a good chance that knife was not the murder weapon. However, in the report that was finally submitted, that possibility had been erased. Could the facts have been concealed with forged evidence? That case left behind scars on all of us. The scars that the SO9 incident left behind. I got the looks, but he got the brains. He was one of the best prosecutors around. I just made detective when it went down. It was our first case together. How old was he? Your brother? He was 27 at the time. He was awarded the highest honor that very day. The highest honor? Can I post hairless Lorax in the Discord? No. That's so cursed. No. Nuh-uh. The king of prosecutors. I knew it. What are you looking at me like that for? That's an honor for a prosecutor. I give you permission as a high-ranking citizen of the spaceship. No. No. No, you do not. There will be no naked Loraxes in the Discord. Please, thank you. Mr. Marshall must have really been close with his brother. The day the SO9 incident took place, that wasn't the same day as... That's right, it was the day of the evidence transfer. Interesting. It was drizzling that morning, and by nightfall there was thunder. Can't believe 2 years have gone by already. I tried to steal the evidence so the case wouldn't die. Apparently someone tried to stop you. Detective Goodman was murdered. The evidence locker was empty. What do you mean by scars? There was something going on behind the scenes in that case. We all knew that. Later. Every detective involved in that investigation, save one, was taken care of. Miss Starr was fired. I was demoted and boxed away in a tiny room. What about Detective Goodman? They did something to him too. The commissioners would get suspicious. No, they were careful enough not to be too obvious. They... What are you talking about? Don't get upset, Bambina. I mean Damon Gant and Lana Sky. The investigation lead, Damon Gant, and his second in command, Lana Sky. There wasn't a person on the force who hadn't heard of that duo. That case was the biggest step in both of their careers. After the case ended, Lana transferred into the prosecutor's office, right? Did you just type Pepsi backwards? Okay. I gotta say, I do prefer Pepsi over Coke. I said it. I said it. Damon Gant, the new chief of police, arranged for that to happen. We were a Pepsi household growing up, bro. She's never been the same since she left. Everyone who knew her said so. Chief Prosecutor Sky was totally different when she was a detective. Now that he mentions it, Emma said something like that too. I don't really care for Pepsi or Coke. Now pass me the root beer Dr. Pepper. I did say I prefer Pepsi over Coke. However, if root beer and Dr. Pepper are in the same competition, it's not even close. They're way above Pepsi, both of them. Tell me, what happened to my sister? Sorry, Bambina, but her secret is too well guarded. I never found out. Lana's secret. It all started 2 years ago. So there you have it. That's my story. Did you enjoy it, partner? It was certainly enlightening. There's one thing for sure I found out in court today. That boy Edgeworth isn't my enemy. He was the one who used falsified evidence to get a guilty verdict. But someone else was the one who gave him that evidence and planned everything. That someone is Damon Gant. I'm edging my worth. Alright. Moving on. Don't believe me. Well, I don't blame you. I won't even be a patrolman after today. Too bad I won't be around to work with you when you become a real scientific investigator. Adios, Bambina. Space cowboy. Okay, so we need to go talk to Lada again, I'm assuming? Detention center? I go criminal affairs. That must mean everyone's busy solving crimes. Phoenix said everything is that his place seems awfully empty and deserted today. Chief! Oh, if you're looking for the others, they're all in the conference room. Damon Gant. Oh, thanks. Wow, he actually talked to us. Oh wait, no, it's the chief of detectives. The chief prosecutor saying what you did and the decision about what to do about Mr. Edgeworth, not to mention our statement to the media in tomorrow's trial. I'm hiring Phoenix, right? He's gonna show you his badge. You mean this badge? This one right here. Nice badge. Boom. Why did it have a screw? Yeah. I don't know why it's a screw instead of a pen. But it probably just goes into like one of the buttons on your lapel of your suit coat. Anywho. There's more chaos going on than Thanksgiving at Crips. What is this man saying? There's more chaos going on than Thanksgiving and Christmas put together. Okay, buddy. I think festive is the word usually used for those. Sir, we'd like to have a look around Chief Gant's office. Just use the connecting hallway to the other building and take the elevator to the top floor. Really? You mean it's okay for us to go in there? I mean, we aren't police officers or anything. Emma, you don't say that. He's letting us do it. Hey, you're right. You can't go in there. It's off limits. Now I see where Detective Gumshoe gets his unique charm. What are we waiting for? Let's head to the chief's office. Oh, she just doesn't care. Alright, Emma, hell yeah. Let's do it. To the office! Edgeworth plus Pepsi Man equals Edge Man. Another thing Pepsi has over Coke. The mascot. Pepsi Man is awesome. I would much rather have that than a polar bear. Whoa. Where am I? In the chief's office, silly. At least that's what it said on the door. Check out that pipe organ. That's real, isn't it? I used to take organ lessons in kindergarten. They used to call me Little Miss Bach. But not New Beethoven. Embarrassing. That's embarrassing for you, Emma. Never could remember where C was. Hmm? Oh, it's you two. Chief Gant. Put that paper he was reading in his desk. So, Rido, have you been swimming lately? No, I haven't. I've been kind of busy lately. I can appreciate that. I've had my hands full too with Mr. Marshall's misconduct. And Lana's provocative statement. Provocative statement? Oh, you mean about the forged evidence? 2 years have passed since that incident. My, how time flies. See that big picture on the wall over there? That's a picture of Lana, Neil, and me. So this is Mr. Marshall's brother, Prosecutor Neil Marshall. We took it to commemorate our work together. Something's not right with this picture. I can't quite seem to put my finger on it, though. There's a sword. This one doesn't have a sword, it says a shield. Interesting. Gantine picture added to the court record. Anyway, I like to reminisce all day, but there are matters that need my attention. I'm going to lock up here, so let's go out together. Oh, he's kicking us out. But this office, it was a crime scene 2 years ago, wasn't it? That case has long since been over. There's no need to investigate anymore. Get out. All the same, we'd still like to have a look around. Perhaps you didn't hear me. Leave. I said there's no need to investigate it anymore. Now hurry up and get out. I have a meeting to attend. Looks like we aren't welcome. Seems that case isn't over with yet, after all. What do you mean? Chief Gant denied a request to search the crime scene. That means there must be a reason he doesn't want us looking around in there. You mean like a clue? Yes. Like a clue. There's gotta be a way we can get inside the chief's office. Hey, pal. Hi, Gumshoe. Detective Gumshoe, aren't you supposed to be in a meeting? I'm just taking a breather. My feet hurt. From sitting too long? Actually, I'm serving everyone coffee. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe's still out of the loop. Say, have either of you seen Mr. Edgeworth? Edgeworth? No, why do you ask? He's under fire from both the police department and the prosecutor's office. It's almost like the battles between you two in court. That sounds serious. Is it because of what my sister said? Absolutely. That's basically what it all boils down to. That falsified evidence 2 years ago. Now Mr. Edgeworth has the whole world after his blood. Thanks. Alright, Gumshoe, let's talk. Why would Edgeworth be blamed? It's not like he knew the evidence was forged. Honest Guy is the guilty party here, isn't she? Regardless, the prosecutor is responsible for the evidence they present in court. Not only that, but as you know, there have been a lot of rumors going around about Mr. Edgeworth. His amazing talent as a prosecutor kept him safe from those who didn't like him. But now, with this, are there really so many people who hate him? In our world, only those with talent rise to the top. Mr. Edgeworth not only has that, but he's young. There's no better recipe I know for making enemies. Hey Dick, keep up the good work. Yes, sir. Let's go out for lunch again sometime. My treat. Yes, sir. You gotta take me back to the joint sometime, okay, Dick? Yes, sir. Seems you don't have any problems with enemies. Yeah, well, I'm careful not to stick out. Yes. Yes, his name is Dick. It's also a nickname for a detective. Laugh it up. Laugh it up. Yuck it up, bro. Yes, exactly. The detective, yes. Anyway, I'm a bit worried about him. Under all this pressure, I'm afraid Mr. Edgeworth just might crack. Actually, I took a look at the file earlier, while the coffee was brewing. I seemed genuinely concerned for Edgeworth. Well, find out anything? The only evidence Dark left behind was during his final attack. Final attack? You mean when he killed Prosecutor Marshall, who was trying to protect some girl? It seems Detective Gumshoe never realized Emma was the girl. That's when he left the most incriminating evidence of all. Well, what was it? Oh, well, let's see. I think it has something to do with the murder weapon? Oh, I forget. Look, it's all written somewhere in here, okay? Powers of recollection never fail to impress. Maybe we should show him the murder weapon. Might jog his memory? Let's talk about Dark's crimes. Joe Dark was 42 at the time of the crime. He's just a run-of-the-mill businessman. Businessman? What made him take the serial killing? Is this a freaking American Psycho reference, dude? Patrick Bateman? One day on his way home from work, he hit someone with his car. With his car? Thanks. So it was an accident. An accident, yes, but it transformed him into an animal. Animal? He killed a man that witnessed the accident. Then he killed a lady who saw the second crime. A kid walked by, he killed him too. Then he was just burying bodies. A jogger came upon the scene and they were killed as well. Finally, he turned himself in. Gumshoe, when you tell it like that, it seems absolutely insane. It's insane, period. It's insane anyway, but like, man. Seems he was a pretty careless animal, but yet no one could find him until he finally freaking killed a cop in a police station. Of course, this is all conjecture. Oh, I see. Never mind. There wasn't a single shred of evidence, so he turned himself in. Yes, but in the middle of his questioning, he fled and murdered his final victim, Prosecutor Marshall. That crime was witnessed by someone too, but luckily Dark was arrested on the spot. It's a good thing that last witness wasn't killed. That last witness, aka Emma. Alright, Gumshoe. I need you to present. There you go. I need you to take a look at this. About this. Hey, there's a tag attached to it with the label SO9 incident on it. I believe this would be the broken murder weapon you were speaking of? What are you doing with that? Ever since that case was closed, that knife's been locked away in a locker. On the day Detective Goodman was murdered, this suddenly disappeared from the locker. It was found in Mr. Edgeworth's car muffler? That's it! Now I remember what the incriminating piece of evidence was. When you showed me that knife, it all came back to me. What is it, Detective? Quick, before you forget again. This knife, it was Joe Dark's, wasn't it? That's right. We traced it back to the store he bought it at, plus it had his fingerprints on it too. But no one actually witnessed him using it to murder anyone, right? That's where his luck ran out. When you take a good look at the knife, you'll see it's broken. You don't have to take a good look to notice that. Yeah, well, anyway, take a guess where the broken off tip of the knife was found. That's what did him in. Where was it? The victim, Neil Marshall, was carrying it inside his own body. It was found deep inside the stab wound. Did it match Dark's knife? You bet! Down to the last fiber. That's pretty conclusive. Stabbed in the back, died from punctured heart and lung. Its knife tip was in him. Damn. What kind of knife just snaps? A shitty one? Or one that's not being properly taken care of? Had it from Timu. God. Oh my god. Contrary to popular belief, when you stab somebody with a knife, it's not all like squishy bits. You can hit bone's pretty hard. I might have contributed to it breaking off. Also, if you have blood on your knife, you'll want to clean it off. Not just for sanitary reasons, but because it's very acidic and it will fuck up your knife. So, assuming this man is a serial killer, and he killed multiple people, and probably in very violent fashion, you know, I can believe his knife broke off, his knife tip broke off inside of a person. That seems realistic. How do you know that information? I fish. I fish. I fish. My father fished. My grandfather was a hunter and a fisherman. They've showed me how to fillet fish. And they instilled in me the importance of cleaning your knife. Alright. Listen. Y'all have said that I'm country, bro. I wasn't lying. There's a truth behind that. The first time I had venison because my grandfather fed it to me when I stayed with him for like a summer. I bet he takes out the trash too. Sure, fish. Oh my god. I am not a killer. But take care of your knives. Take care of your knives. Don't buy shitty knives. There you have it, in a nutshell. That's all I know. Can I ask you one more thing? What is it? If it's money you need, you should ask Chief Gant. It's not money, but it does concern the Chief. His office is a crime scene, right? And he was a killer. No. No. Fisherman. Gumshoe's a fisherman too. We've seen his fishing rod. It's where Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered. I put my knife in the dishwasher. No, bro, don't do that. What? Oh my god. You're gonna ruin your knife, bro. It's the Platt family way to use blunt knives all the time. No, dude. Somebody's gonna get hurt. Can't cut the meat, get stronger, bro. Oh my god, y'all are one bad slip away from a nasty knife wound. Please hand wash your knives. And dry them, hand wash and dry. Don't throw them in the dishwasher. Unless you don't care about the knife. If it's a shitty knife and you could care less, by all means. If it's a decent knife or a knife you actually want to not be shit, hand wash and dry. Oh my god, it's actually a thing I got into an argument about with folks about using my knives. I'm like, you could use every other knife except this one for cooking. This is mine. If I find this in the dishwasher, it's gonna be a problem. The Chief's out now and his office is locked, but we'd we'd like to have a look around if that's okay. Well, any detective's ID can unlock the door. What? Really? But if I let a civilian in there, I'd be charged with breach of trust. Breach of trust? Simply put, I'd be canned. Oh. Sorry, pal. I don't plan on getting fired because of you. How about this ID? It was Detective Goodman's. That won't work either. The data was deleted the day he died. Shit. Wait, we can ask Marshall. Oh, so in other words, Gumshoe was our only chance of getting into that office. I wonder if there's something we could show him that would make him change his mind? Evidence from a past case of Edgeworth brought back to his office by Gint. This, maybe? Oh god, wrong button. I want to hit E, present! Oh, wait, am I not in present mode? Here you go. This? Doing this? There you go. Let me share a little advice with you as the detective. You don't have a clue, keep your trap shut. I'll keep that in mind. Okay, Gumshoe, my bad, homie. I don't know then. I do not know. Go this way. Okay, here we go. Like I was saying, there was 15, maybe more games involved in the ARG. It all started with Cryptid and Echo Dancer. Huh. "15 games, jeez. Go to Firewatch game com/data/client/jpeg. You'll find a website that's funky. Oh, and like the game files? Interesting. Okay. Did your friend just sent you an image of Doki Doki? It's the menu screen, but Natsuki is replaced with Natsuki Subaru. Oh my god. Hernandez asked you. Yes, he asked you. Do you want a knife to cut your burger? And young Stardust tears the burger in half with their hands silently. You're an animal, bro. Rock said that his friend sent him an image of the Doki Doki menu screen, but they replaced Natsuki with an image of Natsuki Subaru. From ReZero. Of ReZero fame. No one's here today, not even Miss Star. Everyone's probably busy looking into what exactly went down in the evidence room. That must be where the detectives are. But when we proved in court today that on the day of the crime, no one was murdered in the evidence room at 5:15 p.m. Yeah, I thought we were finally making some headway in our case. But instead, it looks like we just ended up making Lana look even more guilty. Hang in there, Lana. Gotta find out the answers by tomorrow. Okay. Prosecutor's office. Prosecutor's office. I wonder if Edgeworth is back yet. There he is. It looks like he's writing something. What? What are you doing here? Sure was quick to throw that paper on the floor. Tough day in court, huh? I've had to live the past 2 years with rumors flying around. What's another allegation to me? Cheer up, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm rooting for you. Emma, stop it. That's Edgeworth for you. Always trying to hide his real feelings. So what do you want? Unlike some people, I don't have all day. I want to see what's on that paper. I wonder what he was writing before. Come on, Mr. Wright, let's take a look. Are you crazy? Edgeworth is sitting right there. Just distract him, I'll check it out. Edgeworth. Come here often? Is that a Detective Gumshoe out the window there? Oh no, he's falling to the ground! Hold on. First, let me see what this girl's doing crawling around my feet. He didn't even look. What? Letter of... You're having trouble reading. I'll read it for you. It says, letter of resignation. Resignation? Edgeworth, you don't mean... I'm tired, right? I'm tired of losing. I feel as if something inside me has died. But Mr. Edgeworth, none of it is your fault. I know the path I walked. You don't need to tell me. Push me to the edge. Frog Fractions was obviously involved. Frog Fractions was a part of the ARG. That's crazy. That's one goofy ass game. But I did very much enjoy the game. The path I've walked hasn't been a just one. I can't forgive myself for what I've done. And no one else should forgive me either. Uh-oh, I think he's serious. Mr. Wright, please, you have to do something. Oh no, Edgeworth, stop, please. You want me to do, Emma? If he resigns, we win, right? This letter of resignation, I wonder if I can use it for anything. Oh, and Gumshoe problem? There's no excuse for what I've done. 2 years ago, I used false evidence to obtain a guilty verdict. It's our little Edgy. Come on, we can't have him leave. I'm okay, alright. I'm working on it. That's what it all breaks down to, and nothing I can do can erase that fact. But you didn't know, did you? I mean that the evidence was falsified. The police department and the prosecutor's office share a bond of trust. If that bond is broken, we stand to lose everything. The police department's error is my error, my responsibility as the prosecutor in charge. Wait. So the ARG with all these games was to announce... or to, like, be a part of Frog Faction 2? I didn't even know there was a second Frog Fractions game. That's crazy. I'm learning things today. So many things. That fact remains the same no matter what excuses I might have. Mr. Edgeworth, I take pride in my work. So tell me why. Why has it all come to this? And Edgeworth can't keep this kind of emotion bottled up. Are you up for the trial tomorrow? First last year's trial, and now this one. It seems all you do is worry about me. Keep it in your pants, Edgeworth. To be honest, you're getting on my nerves. Okay, there's the Sundari. There's the Sundari side coming out. But Mr. Edgeworth, you can't just walk out of the trial. Tomorrow is the last day. It's too late to change prosecutors. I bet that's what my superiors are banking on. I never thought that case would come back to haunt me like this. What do you mean? The list of evidence seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. It's only half as long as most lists? That is odd. After Neil Marshall was murdered, I became prosecutor for that case. It's worth calm down. There's plenty of right to swing the share with the class. Oh my god. I may not have been part of the investigation, but I knew what I had to do. Use the evidence I was given to prove the suspect guilty. That was really the only thing in my mind at the time. Say, we just saw a picture ticket around that time. That picture, something seems strange about it. Could you tell us again about what happened that day? The day Detective Goodman was murdered? You were participating in the ceremony over at the station, right? I've never cared for ceremonies, but I had to attend that one. Because you were awarded this. Those receiving awards can't exactly skip out on the ceremony. I finished up at the office in the morning and drove over to the police department. Finished up at the office? Yes, just odds and ends. Clerical stuff. I didn't plan on returning to the office that day. That is until I was asked to take something back. Take something back. This. Oh yeah, Chief Gant asked you to hold on to that, didn't he? Yes, it was a piece of evidence in a case that was closed half a year ago. He asked me to bring it back to the prosecutor's office. That's the story we heard yesterday. So you came back here to the prosecutor's office because the chief asked you to? That's right. Aha! Okay. So... Phoenix said something about the picture. What do you think about this? This picture was hanging on the wall in Chief Gant's office. Prosecutor Neil Marshall, he had just started making a name for himself. Playing fraud factions too. Got it. Spend the points and I got you. We'll play it. We're learning fractions. Frog fractions. Looks like this was taken when you received the King of Prosecutors trophy. Speaking of that, there's something that bothers me. Don't you forget polynomials. No, bro. Don't do that to me. Yes. The trophy Mr. Marshall is holding. It's a little different than yours. Yeah, there's the freaking sword with the shield. Right. I remember now. Remember what? That was what the official prosecutor's trophy looked like until 2 years ago. There's a story behind its design. It's 67 kilometers. Good lord. A story? Sounds interesting. Would you mind telling it to us? It's simple, really. Contradiction. That's what the award's based on. Contradiction? This award originates from an ancient Chinese tale. What? Huh? In Chinese, the word contradiction is written with 2 characters. The first means halberd, and the second means shield. You heard this story? I can't say I have. I can't say I have, Edgeworth, no. Me? Oh, sure, everyone knows that. Why don't you tell it, though? For, you know, for Emma's sake. Very well. Long ago in the kingdom of Shu, there was an arms merchant. One day... The Steam Workshop is both a blessing and a curse. That's all I'm going to say about that. Moving on. One day, he presented the king with 2 items. The first was a halberd he claimed could slice through any shield or armor. The second was a shield he claimed could withstand any weapon. Wait a minute. Those claims contradict each other. Very perceptive, but then again, you've heard the story before. Right? Anyway, as you mentioned, the very descriptions of these items discredit them both. When the king pointed this out, the merchant was left speechless. And thus the Chinese word for contradiction was born. Oh, I see. So the chipped shield and the broken knife symbolize... Precisely so. They symbolize the merchant's items. The ancient tale ends with the merchant at a loss for words. But it's in our nature to pursue matters to their conclusion. Even if it results in something as ugly as this. Wow, thanks, Mr. Edgeworth. I learned something new today. That's funny. If that's so, then why were you only given a shield? You'll have to ask Chief Gant. 2 years ago, he had the halberd part of the award abolished. Gant. 2 years ago, the halberd was removed at Gant's behest, giving it its current form. Okay. Interesting. Oh, you got nothing? Okay, Edgeworth. I think we're done here. I'm gonna go talk to Gumshoe again. Excuse me. Recommendations for a new keyboard. The budget is 9 trillion. I'm secretly the richest person in the world. Hey yo, can I get a tier 1 sub then, player? Since you got it like that and all. Nah, if you want a new keyboard, I just switched to like mechanical like a year and a half ago, and I'm very happy with it. You can get 1 cent. Thank you. Thank you, Your Grace. You're so generous, Your Grace. I have mechanical. My keyboard's just locked. Fuck. Well, I don't know if it might not be the keyboard then. Maybe it's the key. Is it the entire, like none of the keys work? Like not a single key, not one. Entire keys. If it's just certain keys, you might be able to get away with replacing it, but like if you change the switch and everything and it's still not working, then yeah, you might just have to get a new keyboard. But you can keep the switches and the keycaps probably. Would either of you care for a quarter-pound of roast beef? Hey, I mean, I'll take it, thanks. Thank you, Miss Star. Guess he's out of lunches. You certainly are the curious sort, aren't you? Settle down. Settle down, you. Kind of like the first person who sucked a cow's nipple to discover milk. Angel! Angel! Come on! You know what? You get one too. Still, I never thought you'd go digging up that case from 2 years ago. Everyone in this trial was involved in the SO9 incident. Miss Angel Star is a freak too, bro. You're gonna have to watch the VOD, buddy. You're gonna have to watch the VOD. Not only that, but the murder occurred on the very day the evidence from that case was due for transferal. This can all be attributed to mere coincidence. Aren't you forgetting something? You know that little scene I happened to witness? The instant Lana stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. No matter how much of the past you dig up, it won't change what I saw. Roast beef is meant to be savored when eaten. I take it. Miss Star's hatred towards Lana. It all dates back to 2 years ago. Joe Dark. That's a name I'll not soon forget. We trailed her for half a year. Oh, the pressure. Still, I don't think I was ever more alive than when I was then. Those days were steamier than a bowl of hot gravy. What? That's the last of my water. Thank you. Poor old Jake Marshall. Must have been going through hell. I mean, because of his brother's death? They were close, those two. After Neil died, something took over Jake. He became obsessed. Seeing Jake like that made her all the more desperate. Her? Lana Skye. My sister. The best of the best were put on that SO9 case. Of course they were led by that legendary duo. Lana and Chief Gant. I'm just gonna have to delete that, buddy. I'm just gonna have to delete that. Nah, it's gone. It's gone forever. Nope, too bad. How does it say? That legendary pair was the reason we were able to keep up our investigation. That's why we were shocked over how it turned out. You mean with the forging of the evidence? Don't get me wrong, Joe Dark got what he deserved. Still, it was obvious the evidence produced in court was being manipulated. Items our team never found would suddenly appear, while other items were kept secret. But you don't have proof anything illegal was done. I'm proof enough. Man, I'm trying the best I can, dude. I truly am. I'm proof enough of what happens. After that case, all of us save Goodman were relieved of our duties. Most without even so much as an explanation. Then Lana Skye transferred to the prosecutor's office and became chief prosecutor. Lana always wanted to be a prosecutor. Nothing's quite as simple as it appears. Huh? Lana Skye was merely being used as a pawn. That's my take on the matter. Being used? What's their duo? Damon Gann and Lana Skye. Gant led the investigation with Lana Skye in command. They were the best. They solved all kinds of cases together, didn't they? Damon Gant's magnetism, in particular, was almost unreal. It's magnetism? By that I mean his ability to attract evidence. He produced the most incredible evidence in the cases he handled. Incredible evidence, you mean? Oh yes, there were rumors about him even back then. No one dared confront him, though. I take it she's talking about forged evidence. Back then, everyone looked up to Lana. All the detectives wanted to be like her. Really? Oh yes, myself included. I was a fool, really. She hated anything crooked, and always watched out for the other detectives. That's why she was so concerned for Jake. Mr. Marshall. When Jake's brother was murdered, she felt as if she had lost her own brother. If it wasn't for her, I don't think Jake would ever have recovered from the shock. That's what makes it all the more infuriating. Star. That's why I'll never be able to forgive her. Why did she have to turn so cold after that? Amused. Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office 2 years ago, didn't she? Yes, thanks to Chief Gant's powerful influence. Chief. That's right. Having solved the SL9 case, his position as chief was secured. There was only one thing left for him to control. Then no one could stand in his way. The prosecutor's office. What? You mean that's why Lana was transferred? If he can control the chief prosecutor, he can control the prosecutor's office. That must have been his goal all along. But how can you control Lana? I don't know, but one thing's for sure. Dog, am I gonna have to put you in timeout, bro? What are you on right now? Ever since that case ended, she's never been saved. It's only logical to conclude. That's terrible. That's terrible, and I don't even...
First blood.
This must have been a reason for a change. At last. I'm finally getting closer to the bottom of this ugly mess. Thank you, Miss Star. You listened to me, Rookie. Or sorry, you listened to me, Rookie. Completely different inflection on that. It takes more than just ingredients to create fine cuisine. I hope you turn out to be a better chef than I've been. Bro. You gonna make me do it. I'm gonna put you in timeout. To the Criminal Affairs Office. I have to go to the entrance. Gumshoe. Oh, you're back. You're still here? I gotta make 150 copies of these files. Brewing coffee, copying files. I'm turning into a regular DJ. You're a DJ as well? DJ Gumshoe. If I'm not mistaken, I think he means desk jockey. Oh, that DJ. I gotta admire your persistence. My answer's still no. I'm not letting you into Chief's office, period. Get my neck on the line. The office is the last crime scene in the SL9 incident. I have to take a look. There's gotta be something we can do to make the detective change his mind. I will show you this. Didn't their Face ID company get leaked? You mean like a data breach? Probably. I'd be surprised if it wasn't. What's this crumpled up piece of paper? No way. Mr. Edgeworth can't be serious. Is he ever not serious? I can't believe they pushed him like this, or pushed him this far. Mr. Edgeworth really feels responsible. When I first met him, I thought he was as cold as ice too. But I know different now. He trusted us detectives to provide him with sound evidence, but we betrayed him. Detective. That's it. I made up my mind. But... Here, take my ID card. Yeah, that tracks. That tracks. We can't do that. If someone found out, they wouldn't let you off the hook with another lost item report. Look at me. It's no secret I'm already out of the loop. After all, I'm friends with Mr. Edgeworth. Depends on how this case turns out. I may already be as good as terminated. What? So at least let me do this, for Mr. Edgeworth's sake. Alright, detective. Thank you. Alright. To the office. Here goes, Mr. Wright. We're in. We're in. Should probably check Titanfall 1 out. Heed my warning, there's no sliding. Why would I do that when Titanfall 2 is right there? Titanfall 2 is right there. If anyone finds us now, Detective Gumshoe's a goner. Because it's free. You make a fair point. You make a valid argument. If that happens, I'm counting on you to bail me out. Don't slap Gumshoe, Emma, come on! Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I didn't even know you could slap a ghost. Detective Gumshoe, what are you doing sneaking up on us like that? I wasn't sneaking. I was just worried something might go wrong. So I came too. If you're here, then what's the point of us giving us your ID card? Gumshoe's ID crusted and rendered unusable in pocket. Hey, don't do that to my card! Oh my God. I hardly ever get a chance to come in here, so I figured I'd have a look around myself. Besides, we're all in this together now. You really do want to get fired, don't you? Not if we're lucky. Now come on, let's see what we can find. I have a bad feeling about this. Me too! Well, we gotta do it. Examine. This is the real deal, isn't it? It's armor and these weapons? Sure is, pal. The chief doesn't care for imitations. First the pipe organ, now this armor. Do you know how many taxpayer dollars must have gone into this room? Phoenix is real as hell for that. You mean we're paying for this? Yes. That's it, I'm not paying 1 cent of my taxes. The realest thing Emma has said the entire investigation. I don't have any taxes to pay. Be careful what you say. Who knows, the chief might be hiding in this armor as we speak. I don't think he'd fit in there. Even if he did, he'd never be able to get back out. Cut it out, you guys don't know how scary that guy can be. Look at the size of Chief Gant's desk. Speaking of that, when we were here earlier, he was putting something in the drawer, I think? Oh, it's you two. Again. But that paper was reading in his desk. I wonder what he was reading. This looks like a list of evidence. List of evidence? In most cases, the list runs twice as long as this, though. Look at the case name. Huh? SO9 incident. I wonder what this is doing here. Hold on, detective, what did you just say? I said, I wonder what... No, about evidence list. Normally they're twice as long? That's right. I guess there wasn't a lot of evidence. F-size list of evidence. The list of evidence, it seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. What would the other half of the list be doing here? I knew it. The chief must be hiding something about that case. It would appear so. List of evidence in the SO9 incident was ripped in half, so this part is all I got. What? I wonder what this is. Looks like someone drew some kind of sketch here? What is it? Did you find something? I can't make it out. I better keep quiet about it for now. Oh no, it's nothing. Why are your eyes moving about like that, Mr. Wright? Better not forget about this picture. That is a hell of a revelation there. Can I look closer at this, maybe? Nope. It looks exactly like that, yes. This is a safe, isn't it? Safe. Well, that word is ripe with intrigue. Okay, if you say so. Looks like a code is needed to be entered in this panel to open it. 7-digit number. I think I just might know what it is. 7 sevens? Do you know what it is? I have a hunch. Oh, I know. You want to try my birth date? It's... No. Gumshoe. I have a better idea. Here goes nothing. 7. 7. 7. 7. 7. 7. 7. I'm a genius. Bingo. What number did you enter? Whose birthday was that, pal? 7777777. The final ID card on that record. What? The number of the mysterious executive officer who entered the room that day. You mean 7777777? That ID number? think you're 1-7 shy this time. This can only mean one thing. That's Chief Gant's ID number. Say, you won't care to look inside? Is there any money in there? How much does he have stashed away? Look, it's the piece of the ace. It's the missing piece. A shard from a broken cup. Seven, 9, 3, 11. Oh my god. For all my old heads in the chat. Oh my god. Oh man. This somehow looks familiar. Where have I seen this before? There's something else in here too. Interesting. Like a piece of leather cloth? That's a handprint, baby. This is a handprint, isn't it? Yeah. Hey, I saw someone wearing a shirt like that once. Think the chief made up the design? I don't think so, buddy. Oh, well, it was just a thought. Is that it? This is all that was in the safe. Apparently so. It's empty now. Piece of cloth with a handprint on it. And a broken shard from a comp. They look like pieces of evidence. Yeah, but unless you can prove that they have something to do with the case, I'm afraid I can't just let you take them. After all, it's my neck of the line here. Great. To prove the relevance to get them. How are these two items related to the SO9 incident? Come on, there's gotta be something we can show a detective. Oh boy. Okay. Let's slide over here, shall we? What's this? Gels are mostly empty. Alana must have cleaned them out when she transferred over to the prosecutor's office. There's a small picture frame on the left shelf. Hey! This is when Lana and I went to that theme park. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? This was Lana's desk. It sure is tidy. Lana's always been a meticulous cleaner. Not even any dust on it. Look. It's like someone's still keeping it clean. Lana ever come back here? No. Chief Gant was still keep it clean in memory of their partnership. They were the stuff of legends. They were the stuff legends are made of, excuse me. Keep it in memory of her or in memory of the crime? Let's look at this again. Wait, that's the vase in the background. Okay, hold on. Gumshoe. Take a look at this. Is that the Gumshoe? Could you have another look at this jar? I remember when the three of us put that back together. Oh, those were the days. Kind of early to be nostalgic. Isn't this jar a piece of evidence from that case? That's right. One of the shards had an SO9 incident sticker on it. Doesn't this ring any bells? You know, the fragment we just found? I mean, this one? That was in the safe? Yes, that one. That was in the safe. Now that you mention it, it's ringing a lot of bells. Let's see if it fits. Here, let me see the shot. I'll take a crack at it. Go ahead, pal. Show us what a rookie can do. Mr. Wright, here's some glue. And piece this together again. It'll prove Chief Gant was knowingly hiding evidence. Here goes. Fantastic. There. It fits. Like a charm. That, of course, means Chief Gant willingly and knowingly hid a piece of evidence of this jar in his safe. In other words, he concealed a piece of evidence from the SO9 incident. But, hey guys, get a load of this. What is it? This piece you just attached. It's different from the others. There's a reddish line on it. Reddish line. That's blood. I don't get it. Why would Chief Gant hide this in his safe? Blood traces. Can we, inspect this? Dark red stain. Like blood. bloodstains on the other pieces are just spots. These look different, but this one's a line. It is odd. Yes. Desk on the other side of the room. That was your sister's. Yes, this is where I was waiting for Lana. On that day 2 years ago. Is anyone using it now? No, sir. This is entirely Chief Gant's office now. Practices a strict policy of preserving the crime scene. Entries don't leave it there. He leaves it as a warning to everyone else. He wants us to always be alert. He told us so himself at our New Year's party. Of course, he was pretty intoxicated at the time. Let's see. So ever since Lana left, no one has ever touched that desk. No one except Chief Gant and the cleaning lady who's in here every morning. Still, 2 years have passed since that incident. There can't possibly be any clues remaining. There definitely are. There definitely are. Can I ask you something? Sure. You only came here to look around, right? Because it's one of the SL9 crime scenes? I mean, that's your only reason for coming here, isn't it? Why do you ask? You don't think? Nah, you wouldn't be. No, right? No, there's no way. Never mind. Don't worry about it. Okay, let's look around a bit more. Hey, hold on. Not so fast, buddy. What is it? When someone tells you don't worry about it, it's supposed to start bothering you, pal. You don't just let it go at that. Sorry, this guy's getting on my nerves. Okay, so what's bothering you? You don't think? You can't might be a suspect, do you? Absolutely. What? He's right, Mr. Wright. What do we think of him? Chief Gant. So it's finally come to this. What do I think of him? Perhaps it's best I don't divulge my feelings yet. There you go, ignoring me again. Detective Gumshoe, I'd like you to have a look at this. I know what that is. So you want to take some fingerprints? That's a great idea, Detective. Alright, go to town. Jeez. What are you doing? Why are you sticking out your hand like that? Go ahead, take my fingerprints. It's not your fingerprints we want to take. Huh? Come on, this isn't the time for jokes. We're talking about that cloth we found in the safe. Oh. I knew that. The one with the handprint on it, right? Yes, where's your sense of humor? Okay, Mr. Wright, let's check for prints. Sprinkle the powder in the cloth. And once they've been absorbed into the prints, blow the rest away. What are you, my mom? I don't have to be told a million times. Alright, let's get this over with. Dust. What? What? I hit the wrong button. Oh my god. Wait, go back. Please. Give my best shot. That kind of result won't be any good for matching prints, will it? But it doesn't look like there will be a clear result from this print. Let's try a different finger. That's a pretty solid print, let me tell you. It's enough? What? That was a great print. Wait, I didn't want to go back. Is that enough? Brother. There you go. No, it was not him. Oh, close. Emma. Emma, why is your fingerprint on this? No. How can this be? What are Emma's fingerprints doing here? You found a match? Whose fingerprints were they? Seems the prints are too old. They aren't clear enough to get a match. Oh, well, that's too bad. I thought they'd be Dark's prints. Hey you, over here. What's going on here? What are that kid's prints doing inside the chief's safe? Don't ask me. Let's just keep this information from Emma for now. Here, maybe you should hold on to this. Well, was I any help? Yeah. Quite a bit, actually. Thanks to your ID card, we're able to get some hard evidence. That's not very kind, is it? In other words, if it wasn't for his ID card, he would have been useless. Isn't that right, you in the coat? Shit. Chief Gant, we didn't think you'd be back so soon. Fortunately, I'm a man who believes in signs. As I was walking to my meeting, I happened to look out a window and saw a stray dog run right into a pole. Just then I thought of a certain detective. Do you mean me, sir? Now then, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you all to leave. Yes, sir. Sorry. Oh, you in the coat. Me, sir? Drop off your ID on the way out. You won't be needed anymore. But, sir. Now get out. Yes, sir. Gumshoe. We'll be on our way too, then. Wait, you the one without the spiky hair. Don't go yet. Me, sir? I'd like a word with you. Sir, I'm not a licensed scientific investigator yet. You with the spiky hair, you're free to go. Mr. Wright, I'm not. Do not leave Emma in the room with this man. Shit. Look, pal, if I told you once, I told you 1,000 times. The chief's office is off limits. But no, you just had to go sneaking in there like that, didn't you? Unless you said you didn't care anymore if you were fired. Yeah, but if I knew it'd be like this, I never would have said it. Now that I've seen the evidence Chief Gant was hiding in his office, I think I'm finally starting to get the picture. But why she kept eerily silent about it all this time? Anyway, you listening to me? I'm gonna try to smooth things over with the chief again. Later, pal. After that, I heard from Emma. She said the police wanted to ask her some questions, but she'll be busy for the rest of the day. See, so the chief asked Emma to come in for questioning. It's no use thinking about it. Tomorrow's the final day in court. I'm committed to doing everything I can to defend you, which is why I'm here. And I've already told you all I can. What you told me over these past couple of days is absolutely nothing, not a single useful thing. Really? I believe I did mention something quite important. Something I told you right at the beginning. I said that I was the one who stabbed Detective Goodman. You know, I think I've finally figured it out. I know who it is that's lurking behind your words. Mia did a good job mentoring you. I'm rather jealous. It seems Edgeworth was right. Edgeworth? Once you're convinced you know something, no one can persuade you otherwise. Thick-headed is the term you used, I believe. That was my chance to get her to tell me the rest of the story. I have to admit, I was more than a little perplexed at first. You insisted you did it, yet there was no incriminating evidence. That's when it hit me. It's not that you're unwilling to tell the truth. It's that you're incapable of doing so because of a certain individual. What an intriguing notion. A certain individual, you say. So you think I'm protecting this person? Protecting? No, I think afraid of is more like it. If I'm not mistaken, the person in question may have persuaded you to silence. For argument's sake, Mr. Wright, who may I ask is this person you're speaking of? The one I'm supposedly so frightened of. What is this person's name? Boma Sky? Mr. Wright, you are addressing the Chief Prosecutor. Do not forget your place. I take it he's still not ready to spill the beans. My apologies. Could you please tell me a bit more about what you think you know? We were partners until 2 years ago. I respected him as a detective. Assuming he's respectable, then tell me something. Why would he try to hide his crimes? His crimes? Both you and Edgeworth will be brought before a board of inquiry for what you did. Specifically, hiding and forging evidence. Of course, these are serious offenses. Why is it, though, that Chief Grant's name was never mentioned? Chief Grant? Edgeworth didn't know the truth behind the forgery. The only party who could have possibly tampered with the evidence was me. I had access because I was second in command of that investigation. Yes, you, but also one other, Damon Gant. If you intend to accuse Chief Gant, you'll need more than just words. Show me proof that Chief Gant falsified evidence in that case. This? I just found this in a safe in the Chief's office. This jar piece and this piece of cloth. Do you know what these are? They're pieces of evidence from the SL9 incident. The person concealing evidence was none other than Chief Gant himself. Now tell me, why are you taking all the blame for him? Touché, Mr. Wright. It's as you surmised, I cannot disobey the Chief's orders, even if it means being found guilty for murder. Why not? Come now, Mr. Wright. You can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate in the murder of Detective Goodman. Or perhaps I should say follow orders. Yes, that's more accurate than cooperate. Although I can't tell you the details, I can say that I was given an order that day. I need you to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. Shit. You'll find it inside the trunk of Miles Edgeworth's car. Just as I suspected, despite what everyone believes, you were not the one who murdered Detective Goodman. Correct. I was trying to take the body out of Edgeworth's car. The trunk's lock was broken. I discovered that murder weapon while inspecting the body. The murder weapon? You mean Edgeworth's knife? No. When I found the body, this was the knife stuck in it. The knife from the SL9 incident. Serial killer Joe Dark's knife. I couldn't just leave that knife in him, so I took it out and stabbed him with another knife. Oh, that would be Edgeworth's knife. That's right. Even though he was already dead, my hands were shaking at the thought of stabbing him. That's why I ended up cutting my hand. That is the reason for the bandage on your right hand. Yes, it seems that I got blood on the victim's shoe as well. And then he saw me just as I plunged the knife in. Star, huh? Why did you need to hide Dark's knife so badly? It took a lot of work to finally close the Dark case 2 years ago. It was over with, and I didn't ever want it to be opened again. My intent was to prevent that by whatever means possible. So you hid Dark's knife. The weapon used to stab the detective was evidence in the Dark case. If word got out, which it would, the reporters would have a field day with that. So you wrapped the knife in your scarf and hid it. Edgeworth's exhaust pipe? Right. Then I called my sister. To tell her what happened and to ask her to hide the knife that was inside my muffler. You asked Emma? I didn't want anyone on the force to know about this. That would explain why Emma is so confident about Lana's innocence. Speaking of phone calls, I had a bad feeling about one of them that day. A bad feeling? Truth is, after I received those orders from Chief Gant, the first thing I did was make a phone call. A phone call to Patrolman Jake Marshall. To Marshall? Why on earth would you call him? The lead investigator for the SL9 incident has been murdered. I wanted that fact to be kept hidden and I needed help. He was the only other person I could trust. Or at least I thought I could trust him at the time. However, it seems that after I spoke to him, he went off on an escapade of his own. Oh, you mean... Not wanting the case to die, he decided to take things into his own hands. He disguised himself as Detective Goodman and tried to steal the evidence. He had already stolen the ID card, but it seemed he still hadn't made up his mind to break into the evidence room. After my phone call, any remaining doubts he had must have disappeared. But your phone call caused the incident in the evidence room. I'm afraid that's all I can tell you. But, Lana, you've earned my respect, Mr. Wright, both as a defense attorney and an investigator. Now please, don't pursue this any further in court tomorrow. Tomorrow's trial. There's only one way to drive off Lana's demons. Gotta get to the bottom of everything. Detective Goodman's real murderer. And what went down in the chief's office 2 years ago. Okay. We'll finish this next week then. Save. One more day. One more day. Okie dokie. Oh, we'll blow the lid off this case tomorrow, or not tomorrow, next week, Monday. We'll finish it then tomorrow, I guess we start our Pokemon Nuzlocke. So I have to get the emulator up and running. We did win, but we're nearing the finish line. The last day of the trial is the next day here. So on Monday, we will actually finish it. This time for real, I swear. That's gonna be it for today. Hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Take care of your knives, and I will see you next time. Bye.